Again, thank you guys for being willing to do this with us today. And I had just some questions about, some of your experience today with Ciprani Consulting. My first question is for John and Chuck. First question is just, why did you decide to go with Ciprani Consulting instead of doing the hiring process yourself?
I'll take that one. Actually, you guys were referred to us by our coach, Jim Rifus, who had other clients that had a great experience with Ciprani, and we were looking for a way to expedite the process a bit, and that's exactly what we found with Ciprani. We are with Keller Williams. We have a very specific hiring process that we work through, and Ciprani was in step with that for us and really augmented the process and gave us a nice shortcut. We don't like shortcutting the process, and we actually felt a little guilty, but we will say that you guys took things over that we would normally do, and it would have taken us a lot longer. So you provided us with excellent candidate, and we took it from there.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Koya, tell me, what was some of that experience like for you to kind of have someone else that was taking you through some of the steps of the training?
I think it was awesome. I really enjoyed working with Ryan. He was very thorough. I feel like everybody's trained on an excellence model at Ciprani, so that was really, the same carryover. At first, I was like, oh no, we're not going to work with Bridget anymore. And then when I met Ryan, I was like, okay, this is, we're still in good hands. And so I thought he was really good at making sure we were all learning how to communicate, making sure we were on the same page as far as teaching, and making sure I was skilled and trained to do exactly what they needed me to do at the Barentine group. So I felt like we were in good hands, just like we were with Bridget when we met Ryan. So I thought it was a good process.
And John and Chuck, how about what was your perspective of training, and how was that maybe different from the hiring? But tell us about that if you could.
So we were very impressed with how organized the training was and how it really goes down to the basics of exactly what the role needs to do, and then building up from there. It's interesting because it doesn't actually match exactly what our work is and the way that the roles were delegated between what Koya does as Director of Operations, what our client care manager would do, and yet it gave a really structured intro to the nitty-gritty of the day-to-day. Right, and that was very helpful for the first few months.
Yeah, I feel like it gave us a real 360 for the position, and as Chuck said, even though there was some overlap of the role, Koya was able to hear from an outside source the overall of the admin side of it, and I just think it gave her more perspective. And we in fact have implemented a couple of the processes that we were aware of but had not adopted as a team, so we definitely found it beneficial.
Awesome. Let's go to Chuck first for this one. So this is the fun question here. If you could give one piece of advice for someone starting this process, what would it be?
Surrender to the process. Allow the process to happen. Bridget, in our case, did a very complete interview with us to find out what was really going to make sense and not make sense. And so the initial group of videos, candidates that she sent to us, frankly, the majority of them were not people that we wanted to continue with, but we were able to then start with that, give some tweaks to it so that the next round of people that we were sent were much closer to where we wanted to go. Yeah, and just allow that to happen, and allow the various aspects of the career visioning to take place, and know that it's being done, and that you can get caught up on it through video, anything that you want to see, and then see again if you want, if you're really interested in that particular candidate.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like either let's say clients or candidates to know about? Let's start with John and Chuck. Anything else that I didn't ask you about today that you really would like people to know about our process or the way that we kind of pursue this?
I would have to say, for candidates who are slightly concerned about the length of the process, don't be. this is exactly what you want. You're interviewing us as much as we're interviewing you, and you want to make sure you end up with an employer or a team or whoever you're working with that's going to be a good fit for you, right? The worst thing in the world is to get started at a job and 3 months into it realize, these are not the kind of people I want to be in business with. So go through the process, trust the process. You'll be glad you did.